you guys. Happy afternoon. I'm here with Shara Tibken. She's a senior reporter at CNET covering all things Samsung and Apple. And we're going to chat about the presentation, the products. You're holding the S8. I'm holding the S8 Plus. I think for me, there were no big surprises. A lot of the leaks already came out with some of the features, so everything that we saw in those leaks were confirmed here. Anything from your perspective, like were you just pointed by anything that was announced or wasn't announced?
We generally knew what they were going to talk about. There was not very much, if anything, that I can think of that was new. Some of the things maybe with services we didn't necessarily know. So Samsung Connect is kind of their app that's like Apple's home kit.
Right.
So you can control all of your internet devices in one place. Besides that, most things were known.
Right, and I think one of the biggest things that we've talked about here on Cheddar is Bixby, the virtual assistant, their voice assistant. So I want to go into the phone with you a little bit. I want to show the viewers here exactly how Bixby works, some of the cool features that it can do.
So Bixby, when you swipe to this left screen of home, there used to be Flipboard here, and now it's Bixby. So it kind of shows you reminders, note cards, kind of like what you get with Google Assistant to just kind of make your day easier. There's also a feature in the camera, if I can find the camera.
Double click on the, yeah.
Yep. That's when you click this like Bixby button, there's something called Bixby Vision. So you can take a picture of an item.
Let's see if it'll recognize
We'll see if it'll recognize this. You can take a picture of an item. So let's select this item here. And you can either do image or shopping because this is a product. So it'll show you similar devices to this. If you do shopping, it'll send you to Amazon to buy these. So, or similar items. No, if this isn't in Amazon yet.
Right. I think it's pretty neat because a lot of the other smart assistants like Siri and Google Assistant, they really haven't integrated the visual search aspect in. And as we know, people are taking photos and videos all the time, and sometimes, you know, like Pinterest is doing, you want to know what you're looking at. And so this is like really built into Samsung's device. The other cool thing about Bixby too is that you can control certain aspects of your phone directly in, like you can actually take the picture using your voice.
Yeah, well, Bixby is actually to control your phone. That's the whole point of it. What we have with Siri, Alexa, Google Assistant, some of these other assistants, those are really kind of querying the web. So you can ask, who is the 30th president? What's the weather tomorrow? Should I take an umbrella? Bixby is going to do things on your phone. So you could say, find pictures of umbrellas. Turn that photo, send it to Sally. Or you can turn off your mobile hotspot, things like that. Really controlling the phone.
Why do you think Samsung went with that kind of approach rather than going directly for whatever Google and Apple have already been doing?
I think, well, they're really close partners with Google, so replicating what Google's already done doesn't make a lot of sense. The Google Assistant is still on this phone, so you get to it through the home button. So all of that stuff you still have. For Samsung, they really wanted to do something to make controlling your phone and eventually all of your other devices a lot easier. If anyone's used a Samsung phone, you know, there's like 15 menus you have to go through to find different things. People aren't using all of the features that they have on their devices, so this is just going to make it really easy because you don't have to find it, you can just say it and it happens.
Yeah, I think that's a great point. I think a lot of people will be confused because it is an Android device which already has Google Assistant. Why would you need two virtual assistants? So this kind of makes sense, and we also know Samsung wants to use Bixby as like this connector across all of their devices. All right, one cool thing that I set up on the S8 Plus here that I've been testing is the facial recognition, which, as Samsung has said, this is not as secure as having a PIN or your fingerprint sensor, but it is kind of fun. So, all right, so you've got your phone here. So right now, I'm trying to unlock it, and it'll ask me to either put in a PIN or use my face. So I'm gonna use my face. So it's actually, it works so fast. So Sam, if you want to pan out real quick, Sam, I gotta look at the, so I'm gonna like look at the phone like this. I tapped to use the facial recognition. And okay, well, did you see it? It was so fast, you just missed it. But basically, what you can do now, instead of just the iris scanner, which Samsung introduced with the Note 7, you can actually unlock the phone with your face. I'm gonna do it again. So right now, the control asks you if it's your face that you want to use or a PIN. I'm going to say, you know, I'm going to draw. And I'm going to use my face. And it was like at an angle and it already unlocked it. So that's pretty neat if you think it's something useful. But, you know, if there's a photo of you that someone can use, you can probably unlock your phone too. All right, the last thing we want to talk to you about is the battery life issues, battery exploding potentially. In the presentation, they didn't really mention it at all. They kind of did their thing in the beginning, saying it was a challenging year, and then about 27 minutes later, they were like, okay, we really emphasized the battery stuff. So were you expecting them to say anything more about why their batteries in this new phone will not explode?
Yeah, I mean, they've really talked about it a lot. It's kind of time for them to move on. But I actually went to Korea 2 weeks ago to see them testing all of the new products and to show us, hey, yeah, the Galaxy S8 is going to be safe. They told us some things that they're changing with the battery in the new device. So it's a little bit smaller capacity than the S7 Edge, but they use software and some other tweaks, so the battery life should be better than last year's phone. They also made it so it's a more longer lasting battery over multiple cycles. So typically after 2 years, your phone's battery is almost unusable because it can't hold a charge as long anymore. They said that with the battery in this new phone, it should maintain 95% of its charging capacity after 2 years. So it just means your phone's going to be able to last a lot longer than previous generations.
Right. And do you think that with the new Note 7, I almost said Note 7, with the Galaxy S8, that they will have undone some of the damage that the Note 7 did last year to their brand?
As long as this phone goes without a hitch, if everything goes really well, I think they're going to move past the Note 7. If there's even the slightest battery problem with this phone, it could be devastating for their mobile business.
Yeah. Okay. Well, we will see if that happens. The Note 7 was last year. Samsung wants to focus on the S8 this year, the S8 Plus now. We'll see if it can continue to do well for Samsung. But for now, we're going to play with these phones and come back to you guys later.